James, Paul, congratulations. You guys have made it to the third and final round of this competition. Now, when you came here, we threw a little twisted Damascus challenge at you. Now we're sending you back to your home fortress to recreate this iconic weapon from history. Ready to see it?
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. That weapon is the Darb gun chai.
I have never seen anything like this. I can't even pronounce the name of this thing. Guntrabi? What did he say?
Good luck, gentlemen. We'll see you in 4 days.
Good luck, man.
Good luck.
Day one, I'm ready to get hammering. I'm gonna be using 80 CRV2. It's a very good steel for impact and edge retention, and I believe the test that they're gonna be putting this blade through is gonna need a little bit of both. This is a big chunk of steel, so it's gonna take a minute to get the tip forged down to where I want it before I can start drawing it out to the length. The thing I'm struggling with the most is the weight of this entire blade. I'm having trouble keeping this thing straight when I take it out of the forge. It's into day one. Pretty happy with the progress. Got it all drawn out, ready for a bath. Get started on this thing first thing in the morning.
It's day one here at my shop in Fairfield, Connecticut, and I'm gonna be making the Darb gun chai. For this challenge, I'm gonna be making ladder pattern Damascus, because it's really gonna set me apart from the competition. This is 15 and 20, that's the 1084. I gotta make sure there's no grease or oil on them, because that could affect the forge weld. After I get the steel cleaned up, I stack all the pieces up together and do my initial weld. I'm feeling really good that the welds have stuck. That's one of the most difficult parts of the entire process. The next step is to grind in notches all along the entire thing on both sides. And what that's gonna do is expose the layers of the Damascus. It's the end of day one, and I'm in pretty good shape for the rest of the challenge.
Pretty nervous today. We're gonna do this heat treat this morning. I'm only halfway through with the time, so hopefully if something does happen, I've got time to make another one. Look at that. 4-leaf clover, right at my feet. I hope it's a good sign. I didn't feel any pings or pops. I'm happy.
It's the last day, and it's about time to start etching the blade. This is the most magical moment of making Damascus, because you get to finally see what the pattern's gonna look like. Still getting streaks, though. I don't get it. It's just not at all what I wanted to see. There's a bunch of decarb all over the entire blade, which means I didn't grind deep enough, and the etch is not gonna come out right. So I could either leave the decarb and the Damascus won't be as good looking, or I could grind into the blade a little bit and risk making the blade too thin. I knew in order to save the pattern, I really had to just go back to the grinder. And I think it's pretty good. This is the Damascus I wanted to see. I'm still kind of concerned that the blade is a little on the thinner side, but there's nothing I can do now.
Here comes the light from the end of the tunnel. So far, I've got the blade done, so I'm gonna start working on a handle. I don't have long enough drill bits to drill all the way into that handle, so I'm gonna have to carve out a channel for that tang to sit in and make sure the wood marries back together nicely. Yeah, baby. I made it a little of my own by adding some fur from the land around my house. I think that's gonna add a little special touch. It is a little on the heavy side, but it's balanced perfectly. It's very wieldable. So yeah, all I can tell you is grab it by the rabbit.
All right, bladesmiths, welcome to the KEAL test. Your Darb gun chais look intimidating, but are they deadly? To find that out, I will take your weapon and deliver some killing blows on this ballistics dummy. James, you're up first. You ready for this?
There's nothing I can do to stop it.
All right, let's do it.
To say I'm nervous right now is an understatement. At this point, it's out of my hands. I just hope it can hold up.
All right, James, first up, that's a beast. It's very forward heavy, so it definitely feels like a chopper all the way through. Now, your handle here. By adding this fur around it, I can't get a good grip on it because it's so soft. Now, your edge is sharp. Overall, sir, you'll KEAL.
Thank you.
All right, Paul, your turn, sir. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do this.
I built my blade to be very light. It definitely makes me nervous seeing the Ballistics dummy because I know there's a lot of hard bones in there, and I'm definitely a little bit worried that could bend, even break in half. You never know what's gonna happen.
All right, Paul. First up, I really appreciate the Damascus pattern that you brought out here. Now, the fact that I can hold the weapon out extended like this shows just how light this weapon is for its size. And because of that, I can cut deeply into this without using the weight, just velocity alone. But after that, striking the skull, just picked up a little bit of a bend. Overall, sir, it'll KEAL.
Thank you.
All right, gentlemen, to test the strength and overall construction of your blades, I'll be chopping into these pots. Now remember, this is not about what your blades do to the targets, but what the targets can do to your blades. James, you up first. You ready?
Let it happen.
Okay. This is a shoulder-ripping monster. Once you start this thing moving, stopping it is really rough on the shoulders. The fur around the middle here, it's a neat look, but it's very slick, actually. And then your edge is still sharp. You nailed it. Good job.
Thank you.
All right, Paul, you're up. You ready?
Yep.
Okay.
I see the pots and I'm very worried. I feel like it could bend my blade even more than it already is. If something goes wrong, then I'm finished.
Good job, dude.
Thanks.
All right, Paul, right off, this weapon has a feel that is excellent. I can literally use it with one hand. The edge, still sharp. Nicely done.
Thank you.
All right, bladesmiths, to see how sharp your weapons are, I will try to cut through these pineapples. James, you're up first. You ready for this?
Let's go.
Let's do this.
Nice.
Nice job.
All right, James, just a little off the top. Your edge is sharp, cuts cleanly all the way through these pineapples. It will cut.
Thank you.
All right, Paul, your turn. Ready?
Yep.
There you go, man.
Gosh.
All right, Paul. It is razor sharp. Just the thinness of your metal here cuts through, no resistance. If you get the pineapple heads, they're all still standing right there. It's very sharp, and more importantly, it will cut.
Thank you.
James, Paul, you've both done an incredible amount of work. However, there can only be one Forged in Fire champion in this competition, and that champion is... Paul, congratulations. You're the new Forged in Fire champion. James, please surrender your gun chai.
Well, I'm pretty happy we've made it this far. I don't think I could be too disappointed in what I've done, considering how the weapon performed. My blade was just a little too heavy. Congratulations.
Great.
You deserve it.
Good job.
It's been a really great experience. I did the best I could. No matter what you do in life, there's going to be challenges, and you're not going to always succeed. Just get back up, get back on the horse.
Paul, congratulations. You're the Forged in Fire champion, and that is a title that comes with a check for $10,000. Good job, brother.
Thank you. Thank you. I just couldn't be happier. This is like, gotta be the craziest thing that's ever happened to me so far. I mean, I know I'm only 19, but I still can't believe it. I'm the Forged in Fire champion, and it feels incredible.
Joshua, Rob, gentlemen, congratulations. Your hard work has paid off, and you are both moving forward into the final round of the Supersized competition. You probably noticed that throughout this competition, we had a little bit of a theme. There were 2 giant springs, we had 2 ice blocks, and there were 2 punching bags. And we're gonna keep that theme of 2s going. You guys will have 4 days to build these. A pair of elephant fighting swords.
Awesome.
The double elephant fighting swords, or Dab Nagao, trace their origins back to 18th century Lam Na Kingdom in modern-day Thailand. Used by mounted elephant warriors, these massive heavy blades featured a long handle to assist in counterbalance. Both blades measure around 30 inches and feature a flame-back spine and upswept tip. These swords were designed not only to attack other mounted soldiers with lethal stabs and slashes, but the ridges and peaks along the spine had the ability to trap an adversary's blade. Today, these swords are still used in traditional Thai martial arts.
This is the largest pair of weapons we have ever asked Smiths to go home and make. So good luck. We will see you both in 4 days.
Do this. My name is Josh Meyer. I'm 47 years old from Flagstaff, Arizona, and I've been smithing for about 5 years. My biggest strength with smithing is probably the variety of things I do, because I'm not just a bladesmith. I'm a full-time artist. I work primarily in the mediums of stone, steel, and wood. I've decided I want to make Damascus for these blades.
I've only got 1 forge, so I want to get both of those billets in there if I can, so I can rotate the billets back and forth and keep this process going along.
So far, looking good.
So grinding these 3 flames into the top of these blades is pretty tricky, and I can't mess this up because this is attached to this entire sword. I want to make sure that these flames look really nice because every little detail counts, and if Rob does better than me or if I grind one too short, I could really mess myself up.
Like it.
So I've got the profile shaped out, I've got the flames all nice, so now it's time for me to get this thing heat treated because my time is ticking.
Oh yeah, straight as an arrow. Wow.
So now it's time to do the glue up. I've got so many holes, I'm really concerned about making sure that all the pins fit in there and everything hooks up together nicely.
Yeah. Okay, saved it. Now I gotta hurry up.
I named my swords Chaos and Tranquility just because I used 2 different types of walnut and it was sort of a yin and a yang feel for me.
All glued up.
Rob, I hope you did well, buddy, because it's game time.
Woo!
My name is Rob Harvey. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I work for the Department of Veterans Affairs, and I'm a part-time bladesmith. I was in the Marine Corps, and I actually spent most of my time in Okinawa, Japan. I definitely take influence from the Japanese style of bladesmithing. I had a great respect for visiting their shops in Japan. My goal is to make a 150-layer Damascus billet. I'm gonna forge out both blades and hopefully get them heat treated. Getting there. I've never done anything this big, but I'm moving pretty quickly, very efficiently, so I can start building up my heat treating oven. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to modify this a little bit to get the swords in here, but gonna have to do. Because of the size of these blades, being able to heat these blades up evenly is very challenging.
There's 1.
There's 2. There were no cracks, warps, nothing crazy like that. But my biggest concern throughout the entire Home Forge challenge was my heat treating. You know, my heat treating oven was not up to par for handling that type of heat treatment. I really just hope that they're strong enough. Nice and smooth. At first, I was a little worried about what I had to do with this Supersized challenge, but ultimately, I feel really good about it. They feel good in the hand. I met all the parameters. Both my swords are light and fast, and they're sharp.
Bladesmiths, welcome to the KEAL test. Rob, you're first. Ready for this?
Absolutely. Let's do it. At first sight, these tests are definitely terrifying because I know that my blades had some struggles in the heat treating area. I'm so nervous.
All right, Rob, let's talk about your elephant fighting swords here. First up, the Damascus patterns you have here are stunning. But we have a problem. During the test, both blades took a very significant bend. As you can see here, they're kind of offset, they're not centered. And judging by how extreme these are, it looks like there's a major heat treat issue with both your blades. With every strike, they will continue to bend more and more. So unfortunately, I would not feel safe testing them further.
Now, Rob, both of your blades did make it through our kill test, but in the midst of that test, they both took very serious bends down near the handle. Our judges did decide to issue a vote of no confidence, and we cannot continue testing your blades. But you're not out of the fight yet. Joshua, in order to take home the title of Forge and Fire champion and get a check for 10 grand, your blades will have to make it through our kill test with no disqualifying issues. Are you ready?
I am so ready. Let's do this.
All right, Joshua, let's talk about your elephant swords here. These blades are nicely done. I don't see any damage to your blades. They're nice and tight and straight. Overall, your weapons will KEAL.
Thank you.
Well, Joshua, congratulations. Your blades made it through the kill test completely unscathed. Now, Rob, we want to say thank you for coming out and trying so hard in this competition, but your time in the Forge has ended. I'm going to have to ask you to please step off the Forge floor.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.
Well, Joshua, you are the new Forge and Fire champion. You're going to be receiving a check for $10,000. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, guys. It feels amazing. It's very surreal. I can't believe it.
You got plans for the money?
Gonna go back to my shop.
Right on.
This was a huge personal journey for me, but as a full-time bladesmith and artist, it pushed my creativity, ingenuity, and it was incredible. I'm Joshua Meyer, and I'm the Forge and Fire champion.